Well, today I'm back with you and it's another trail camera review. Today it's an Olymbros 16 megapixel trail camera. It's model T3. It's capable of taking 1080p video. I'm going to be doing a quick unboxing for you. I'm going to be going through the menu and show you some of the setup of this camera. I'm then going to be putting it out into the woods and I'm going to be collecting sample videos and photos to show you exactly what this trail camera can do. So let's get into the unboxing. So here it is, an Olymbros 16 megapixel trail camera. It advertises a 0.6 second trigger speed, a long battery life, of course day and night, and it is waterproof. Some more of the specs on the camera. Inside the packaging, we got stuff falling everywhere. We have a manual, warranty card inside still. Inside the package here, have the camera, USB cord, and a tree strap. Just a reminder, there's lens covers on all your lenses here. Don't forget to peel them off. One thing I will say right off the bat, just looking at it for the first time, this is the first camera I've ever owned, and I've owned a lot of trail cameras, reviewed many of them right here on this channel, that has the latches on the left hand side of the camera. Does not affect the functionality at all. Just something unique. Like I said, never ever had one that had the latches on that side. The latches are always on the opposite side. So Olymbros, something unique. Latches on the left hand side of the camera. I'm going to put batteries and an SD card in this camera. Then we'll dive into the menu and look at some of the settings. So I have the camera all batteried up here. That's powered up, and look at some of the settings. First off, we have a 3-position switch here, and it is off, set up, and on mode. We also takes a full-size SD card. Here with your USB and your TV out connections are right there. So we'll turn the camera to test mode. It powers up, gives you their logo, Olymbros. You can hit the menu button there. First thing that you see is the mode, and you can select photo mode, video mode, or photo and video, and that's what we'll do. Next is your language. We'll keep that in English. Your photo size. Here you have many different options from 3 megapixel all the way up to 16. And of course we're going to go all the way to 16. Video size, same there, many different options. We're going with the full size 1080p. Your picture number, you can pick 1, 2, or 3. 1's fine. Here's your video length, and here you have options from 3 seconds up to 30 seconds. We're going to pick the longest 30-second length. Here's your interval in between triggers. We'll just set that at 10 seconds. Your sensitivity level. This camera has normal, high, or low. We're going to leave that on normal. Next is your date and time. You can set that up. Your date stamp, whether you want that on your photos and videos or not. Your timer, that would be like a plot watch mode. It also has time-lapse. This camera is capable of taking time-lapse. Next, you can set a unique 4-digit password for this camera to help with theft deterrent. Has your serial number for the camera. Next would be audio, whether you want audio to be on your videos or not. You can format your SD card and go back to your default settings. And finally, your version. So that is the menu there. Really basic, but yet all the settings that you would need to get this camera up and going and do exactly what you want it to do. Like I said, next I'm putting this out into the woods, and I'm going to be showing you sample videos and photos from the Olymbros T3 16 megapixel trail camera. Well, as you can see, I got a lot of test photos and videos from this trail camera while it was out over the last month and a half. What I didn't get was a lot of daytime photos or videos, and that obviously wasn't the camera's fault. It was just the time of year that it is right now. The wildlife aren't moving a lot during the day, and the location possibly was hurting that, that the wildlife obviously weren't moving through there in the daytime. I did want to show you sample photos though in the daylight, so I did walk in front of the camera, and I'm going to show you those photos right now. I also did an audio test while the camera was in video mode. That'll give you a good example of what the audio sounds like when a person is speaking in front of it. I'm going to show you that right now. As you can tell, it ain't great audio, but it's probably on par with a lot of cameras. A lot of cameras don't have great audio. Next, I want to step off the distance over to that scrape and show you exactly how far that is. Another feature this camera has, if you remember back in the setup, is time-lapse. I did put the camera in time-lapse mode, and I shot this time-lapse with this trail camera. So I've showed you many samples, photos and videos from this trail camera. It's time for my final thoughts. My final thoughts are, I think this is a good trail camera. As you can see in the videos, I think it performed very well. Although it was a lot at nighttime, this camera did very well at night, and that's where some cameras will struggle with the nighttime photos and videos. Some of the nighttime photos had a little bit of blur in them if the animals were moving, but that is not uncommon with most any trail camera. So I think it held its own even on that. The audio, it was on par with most of them. Again, I would say mediocre, not great, but not poor. I think the IR illumination on this trail camera is great. As you can see in that audio test, I actually stepped off where most of the wildlife was from this trail camera, and it was at least 35 to 40 feet from the trail camera. Had no trouble lighting that up, and actually some of the triggers were actually pretty amazing, and that's my next positive on this, the trigger speed. It caught a couple of them foxes coming through. If it were deer, you would think, well, maybe it caught the second or third one as it ran past, but the fox, I'm pretty sure, was traveling alone. It caught that 2 or 3 different times, just moving through quickly, and actually some of the deer that moved through quite quickly. I think the trigger speed is excellent, and maybe one of the better ones that I've ever tested. If I had to pick on the trail camera at all and come up with some cons, one thing that sticks out to me would be this 1/4-20 accessory mount. And that's actually what I have it mounted on right now. That mount is on the lid and not on the actual body. So as it is right now, when you would open this up, when it's mounted on the accessory, you can't open it up. Because the lid is mounted stationary. This back, you cannot access it. To me, that's a little bit of a lapse in design. It's not very handy. If you're using a tree strap, you have no problem because then your lid can swing open. But if you do want to use that 1/4-20 mount with any type of tree mount or wall mount, it's going to give you trouble. The only other con that I had came up with, and it's nitpicking a little bit, is on the video settings. I like to run a lot of my trail cameras on videos. Again, like I said, it did fine on videos, but the longest video length that you're able to set with this is 30 seconds. And to me, I just prefer a longer video length. Yes, it's harder on the batteries when you use a longer one, but in different instances, I like to set the camera up for longer than 30 seconds. 30 seconds is the absolute max with this trail camera. Other than those minor concerns, like I said, I think it's a great buy. My battery life, I'm still on the original set of batteries, and I've taken several hundred videos and countless photos on this set of batteries. So battery life is great. I like its compact design, has nice camouflage. Again, an all-around great trail camera. I'm going to be putting a lot more information down in the description below. There'll be a link if you want to go check out more of the specs or information on this trail camera, or if you're in the market to buy one and you're interested in this, there will be a link down in the description. I appreciate if you check that out. If you have any questions, you can leave them down in the comment section. If you have a comment, please leave that down there too. I love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.